Hey friends of middle school baseball players. I'm here with Carter, who's a baseball player, and a lot of his teammates right now are having some pain in their shoulder and their arm. And so this is something that I've been watching for a while. I think that the stay at home and all the remote learning has really enhanced their posture like this. So their hips are flexed, their spines are flexed, and now that they need to go and throw, they're having trouble with their shoulder and the elbow. But I've been watching this for a couple of years as he's been throwing because they use so many more electronics than we ever did. They're getting a little bit stiff in their upper back. Because throwing is both rotation and also thoracic extension. So we need to be able to get those motions. And when you're here for many hours during the day, it's affecting. Now, he's still pretty flexible, but we're right on the edge where he's going to really grow and start bulking up in his muscles. And so that's going to affect his ability to extend the spine and the shoulders and the legs. So we've got to start addressing this now, as far as I'm concerned, or we're going to be in trouble as things move forward. So I took a little video of him throwing, and we'll look at that in slow motion just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at with rotation through the spine as that arm is coming back. It's not just about the spine, it's also about the hip. So as that hip is trailing behind, and if it's tight, you're not getting enough hip extension, then you're limited in how much motion you can get through the arm and the shoulder. What I always say is that movement is a lot like water, and it's going to go to the easiest place. So the shoulder joint has a lot of movement in it already. So if we start to stiffen in the spine and stiffen in the hips, we're going to get shoulder strain of those soft tissues. And then the elbow is sort of at the end of the chain and it's getting whipped. And so that's why the elbow is getting strained, we've got limited movement throughout the whole chain, and we're trying to power through in the elbow, and we're getting strain in the elbow too. So I love this as a warm-up exercise. So actually, let's go this way. So stand over here. So he's a right-handed thrower. So you're going to step forward with your left foot. Yeah, left foot. And bring the stick so that you hold it in this position. So I call this cactus arms. So he's going to be in cactus arms. So he's not holding on to it. His wrists are on the stick. So plant the back foot as much as you can. The left toe is pointed in the direction that you're throwing. I want you to look in the direction that you're throwing. Good. And then I want you to rotate to the right. Good. Still looking in the direction that you're throwing, and then rotate to the left. Good. And then just go control back and forth to do that. Good. I'm trying to think where the foot would be in the back. As you get a little bit loose in this, you can adjust this. So spin that right heel back this way a little bit more. There you go. Good. Slow and controlled. Good. Squeeze that bottom as that hip comes around. Now, move that left foot forward a little bit. There you go. Really lunge into it. Try to keep your knee and your gaze moving in the same direction as you're going to throw. Good. So we're getting that rotation. He's throwing and follow through. Throwing and then follow through. Move this down, then move the stick down. There you go. That gives you a little bit more stretch. You feel that? Mm-hmm. Yep. Good. Try to plant that back heel. I'm planting the back heel just so he can get a little stretch in his calf because he's tight in his calf too. So when the hip is tight, the calf also gets tight. So that's a nice warm up. It's just a little bit of motor control of what he's going to be doing. We're stretching the shoulders just a little bit, incorporating the hip, incorporating the spine. Okay, now we're going to go down to the floor. Okay, so this is a position. So on the stomach, propped on elbows, the upper arms, the elbows are right below the shoulders, and the hands are stacked on top of each other. You got a little triangle with the forearms, and your gaze is right out over your fingertips. Right out over your fingertips. Yep, that keeps the neck in a neutral position. Squeeze the bum, because when they're sitting on these glute muscles, they are turning off. So just squeeze the bum. And now I want you to slide your chest forward to the floor and then press and slide it away. Good. And just keep doing that. So this is, again, more motor control, but it's also getting some scapular strength, some scapular stability. But the position of sliding this thoracic spine between the shoulder blades, as you go down, really let them squeeze together. There you go. And then push them up and away. Squeeze together. Now, you don't feel a stretch with this at all? No, because he's still pretty flexible. But if we add 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, because this is where I see my clients in 20 years, they're already stiff right here. So, once you start a job and you start sitting like that, then you're going to stiffen in that direction. Okay. So maybe he could do this all day. It's still a really good scapular. There's muscles under the shoulder blades that are helping, we're creating some support there. And the glute squeeze is really important. Okay, so next is using the foam roller. We're going to use this foam roller. It is 6 inches in diameter, 36 inches long. You can get them at the big box stores. You can order them online. I like them from Play It Again Sports. First thing that you're going to do is sit your tailbone, and you're going to lay your whole spine on the roller. Sit up on it, yep. And lay all the way down on it. So we're going to do a little bit of core engagement while we do this. So I use the roller for some core engagement. So first position is T arms. Just taking the arms in a T position. They can rest on the floor, that's okay. But we're doing this with big breaths. So take a nice big inhale and then exhale fully. Yep, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Walk your feet together. Good, so he becomes a little wobbly because now he has to use his core in order to stay on this roller. We're gonna do 6 deep breaths because that's about anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute is what we're really working on. And where do you feel the stretch? Do you feel it across your chest? Yeah. Into your upper arms? Yep. So that's what we want. We want to open up that chest. You feel it in between your shoulder blades still? He feels it in between his shoulder blades. So the goal is not to really arch the back here, but to keep some core engagement. Feet together, knees together as best you can. Did you get 6? One more? Now the arms are going to go into a Y position. Yep, the back of the hands hopefully will hit the floor just to have a little bit of flexibility. Hopefully you've got enough flexibility to hit the arms, but if they're just hanging there, just let them hang. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth, nice big breaths. When you exhale, think about belly button to the spine, and that squeezes those deep core muscles and keeps your balance on the roller. We're prepping you because the next one you probably won't be able to touch at all with the arms. Is that 4? 5. One more, nice big breath. 6. Now he's coming to cactus arms. He doesn't like cactus arms. You really want the upper arms to be straight across from each other. So the upper arms are in a T. And so this is that external rotation that they really need in order to be able to get in that cocked position for throwing. I don't like how much limitation there is in this external rotation. Feet together. It's harder with the feet together because he's not touching with the arms. And now it makes you really wobbly on the roller, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's okay if you have to touch, come right back. But think about squeezing that belly button down to your spine every time you exhale. Yeah, it's kind of like that. If you were to tighten your belly, I'm going to punch you. That's what you want to feel. You want to feel that core squeezing. Last one. Good. So that's, what do we do? T, Y, and then cactus arms on the roller. Go ahead and roll off. Now we're going to take the roller lengthwise. He's going to put the middle of this thoracic spine, kind of right between the shoulder blades on here. Yep. And then hands are interlaced in the fingers, and then they're going to go in the neck right below the head. The pinky fingers are supporting the skull because I don't want the head to tip. I don't want the chin to lift or the head to tip. So the neck needs to stay in a nice neutral position. And then elbows come together to really support the head. The forearms can come right across the cheekbones. And now lift your bottom up. Lift up, and now he's just gonna go rock back and forth a little bit, push and pull through the feet in order to go just a little bit on the roller. You don't have to go a lot. Try to relax into it. Let your upper back, there you go. You want neutral position. There you go. Roll right in between those shoulder blades in a small location. You can kind of feel your spine go bump, 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 bump. So you want like 3 or 4 bumps, and then you can switch and do different spots. You don't want to go all the way up and down your spine. You want to stay off the low back, but you can come, if you can come all the way up to your thumbs. It's hard to come to the thumbs. You gotta lift your tushy. Lift your tushy, there you go, and then go back down. So just do it in sections. I tell people to do 3 sections of that thoracic spine. But you're rolling back and forth about 10 times just to kind of mobilize it. Now set the bottom down. Pull the elbows together. Lift the elbows so that you're backward bending over the roller. To really stretch it out. How's it feel?
Tight.
It's a tight stretch. This one's really tight. So this one really challenges that upper back. Parents should try this too, especially if you are sitting at work most of the day. You will really feel this. And that's why I like to do a couple sections. So if you have neck pain, it's really good to do this in the upper part of the thoracic spine. If you have back pain, it's good to do it in the lower part of the thoracic spine. Make sure you're taking nice big breaths, expanding the rib cage. But here's the thing, to raise the arm overhead, you must extend just like this. The thoracic spine has to extend in order to get the arm overhead. In order to throw, it has to both extend and rotate. So we need those motions in order to get that. And the more we sit, the more we round, tight in the hips, tight through the thoracic spine, the more problems that we're going to see in the shoulder and the elbow in sports for our kids. All right? Good job. Thank you, Carter.
Thank you.
You could do all of these every day. There's no reason why you couldn't do all of these activities every single day, and especially those days before you practice or before you have a game. Maybe not right before, but sometime during the day to prep the body in order to get ready to throw. All right, thanks a lot.